Back at it, team. We are back at it. Good morning, everybody. Let's see who's in chat already firing off. Good morning, Glenn, Miguel, Tyson, Jeff, Marek, Aaron, Exister, Asa. Lots of you who joined me in Discord this morning already green on the session. A nice drive up in CPI, and it gave us that continuation pattern that we could play. So let's jump into the charts, starting with the daily as always. So yesterday, what did we do? We came into this daily imbalance. There is still a gap fill all the way down here on the QQQ if we really want to do it. But what I would consider is we have repriced this. This feels very much like a failed breakout underneath so far. And those of you who have done the course know how key this move right here is into a Tuesday close. Wednesday then, we've already repriced most of Tuesday off this CPI. So there's a few things we can think about here. As always, we're going to think about momentum and location. Momentum right now is upside on the higher time frame. It is possible that we build out a flag here on the daily for an extension back to where top Bollinger and these all-time highs up here. Whether it does that today, tomorrow, Friday, who knows? But it has a possibility to break out if it really wants to. The other things we need to consider, right, is we might need to just build inside range. Remember, this bar today so far is inside the previous day's bar and the previous to that and almost the previous to that. So we have a lot of range built up here. This is your failed breakout so far. This might act as the spring for upside for those who study Wyckoff. All right, so lots to play for on the daily. So we move down into the lower time frames. We're going to start off in the hourly. This was key here in the hourly yesterday. Make sure you can all see it nice and clean. So yesterday we dove down into the gap. We didn't quite fill all this gap back down to here. This gap fill was completed though on the SPY, SPX and ES. All right, so we did complete the gap fill and efficiency on the other indexes, but not on the NQ. We almost came and tagged this previous high. This was this blue zone right here. So it's what I was looking for it to drive down towards. Those of you who stuck with me in Discord yesterday knew that we weren't looking for the bottoms. We were continuing to fade the market until the exhaustion came in, which we did get at the very end of day. All right, we had put in a huge wick down here on volume before giving this inverse head and shoulder look with a break and a trade back up into some mean reversion type levels. The reason that came in, very simply, shorts didn't want to hold overnight into CPI. If you've had a good day as a short seller all the way down here, why risk holding into CPI? So we got a cover rally or cover squeeze in the last 30 minutes. Again, everything we talked about on Discord yesterday when we got off the stream. So what am I looking at today? Well, location now is terrible for a buyer, isn't it? It's absolutely terrible. For now, we have some SMT, all right? The previous day high right here has already been taken out on ES. There's a couple of plays we can think about here. If we are going to break out strong and start to hold and consolidate here for a continuation higher, then we're thinking about a move, I know, all the way back up to all-time highs, right? If we are unable to break out, or if we do some form of fail breakout, whether it's this liquidity or this liquidity, you need to be careful about this move here, very similar yet to yesterday, for a reprice back into the lows. Remember, we are still in a range, right? I would say the range, most of the range is this right here. This was your failed breakout and a failed breakout. We are right in towards the top side of the range. So until we prove that we can break out, we have to be very, very cautious. You don't want to get caught buying high here. Maybe you get lucky and it squeezes, but from a technical point of view, that's not a good buy. The good buys this morning were down here and the continuation pattern in here for that drive higher. So we're opening with a rather large gap up for now, as you can see, starting to find some sellers up here into the prices yesterday where we struggled, right? Where we had these wicks yesterday. This is this red box. This is where we're starting to see selling pressure. So I want to be cautious to see if we can have some form of retracement today. I'm also going to be very, very aware of this wick low that we're putting down here, this CPI low. If we get very, very weak and we start doing this and we don't hold price here, it's possible we come for that news wick low. And then we have to see what's what, whether we trade it back inside the range again, or if we're going to actually continue lower. So again, location right now is actually better for shorts, not for bulls, but momentum is very, very bullish. All right, so that's where we're at. Moving down into the lower time frame on the mainstream then, right here. So you'll see this is currently on a 2-minute. Dips this morning held into here. The key thing this morning, like we always do off news, very, very simple. Where has it gone on my chart? All right, we're putting an anchored VWAP up from the CPI low, and you can see that we held that anchored VWAP up. So most guys in Discord with me today took this either as a dip into here or the flag breakout, and they're either covered now or they're holding runners for this previous day high move. So very, very easy layup trade happened off CPI once that print came out. We never play the print. We let the print come out, let the market show us the direction, and we go from there. Tyson, what are you asking? What is the indicator for those imbalances? FVG by Nephew Sam, but there's tons of them. There's tons and tons. And if you're trading on Ninja, there's tons on there as well. There is Exister. There is a free anchored VWAP for Ninja. I did find one. Hang on. I'm going to find out what it is called for you. It is based as a drawing tool. Where is it? I'm going to have to look that up. But yeah, I have one on Ninja. And it shows in my drawing tools, but I will try and find it after the stream for you or something. All right, so plan today then. It's a tricky one, isn't it? We're pretty extended up here. All right. We have basically repriced the whole of yesterday's move. So let's just move this for a moment. So you can see yesterday, pin high, failure, trend down. Reclaimed it all, reprice, trend up. So maybe some form of liquidity built here for a drive higher. And if we're going to do that, we're going to look left to see the liquidity levels right into here. So the start of the red box, maybe a drive in towards, let's just call it 650. And if we get through that, we're going for all-time highs at 700. If we start failing anywhere up here, I'm very, very cautious about a rollover back to origin where we started this move. And then we have to think about if and how it acts if we get down there. I'd love to be bullish today. I don't really want to buy high. The only way I'm going to buy high up here is if we do a very nice breakout, retest and hold above it. Let's just mark this guy off right here. Yeah, I'd love to be a buyer in this session today if we're truly going to squeeze. I'm not going to force myself into the market at highs, that's for sure. Zero chance of me doing that. I can smell that my coffee's just brewed. We've got 3 minutes to open, so bear with me. I'll come right back and we'll be ready for open. Let's make sure you've got these on for you, and I'll be right back. There we go. Managed to get my coffee while my dog decided she was going to jump up on me and hit me right in the bollocks. So a nice way to start the day. All right, 1 minute until the market open. Sorry, Tyson, just see that. Nephew Sam. Nephew Sam. Hey, good morning, everyone. Chris, Aid, Eva, Thumper, Remus, Christy, Capt, Exister, Tyson, Camille, Noah. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully lots of you are already green. All right, if you're already green, just calm down into this open. We have slight divergence in the market here for now. ES about to open up above previous day high. NQ can still go and drive up to previous day high, which is the red line up here. Then we have supply overhead. Again, we are very, very bullish in sentiment. Reason for that is the CPI print came out in line, but if you dig into it, some of the housing, I would say, and insurance has started to tick down a little bit. We are still hot. We're still nowhere near that 2%. We're at 2.7, but it's a positive sign. So just going to be hands off here. Let the market do what it wants, and then think about, is there a way for me to get involved? Don't forget this Newsweek low. Let's just mark this in here, just in case the market wants to come for it. That's why we don't buy the highs at supply. So far, definite SMT to start the session. Doesn't mean anything yet. Still very, very early in the session. But ES did take previous day high and now is trading downside by about 5 points. Morning Minix. Mag 7 all opening green. Treasuries all opening red. VIX got absolutely destroyed on that CPI print, trading back to that 1360 level we've been talking about the last few days. So yesterday we had a breakout of 1450 just about, then it held its gains and it's giving it all back now. It's given back 2 days of gains on the VIX. If the VIX keeps driving lower, the market can have relief to the upside. So dip so far already today paying. Again, you're buying very high here. We are in supply. You have the previous day high above if it wants to run for it. Lovely Aid. Yeah, very nice. So you probably took that continuation trade we were talking about in chat. Very, very nice. Off that anchored view up. That was definitely the easiest trade right here. Very, very nice. 1 try, 2 try, creates a nice flag, holds anchored view ups, breakout. Selling partials into here. Lovely. We don't want to buy up here now though. Location has gone. Best location has gone. We're trading inside bars right now, inside daily bars. Lovely Aid. Great work. Great work. It is the advantage of doing the course and being in Discord. I only live stream for what, 2.5 hours a day or whatever it is. I'm in Discord from an hour before open, maybe even longer sometimes, and through the afternoon a lot of the time, and even at night I'm posting in key levels that we're looking at if I think there's a setup to the long side. I did say yesterday I thought if we didn't do that pump end of day yesterday, there was a chance that we would do it in Asia and London. I think you're paying for Discord and getting the course for free. Well, I think of it as the other way around. I think you get Discord for free and you got to learn everything in the course. Otherwise, Discord won't make sense. Morning Redline. Okay, so continuation higher here. Can NQ go for that previous day high? That's what it's heading towards for now. I'm looking at liquidity on the book. There is a seller all the way up at 700. So there's 74 lot at 650. And there's 140 lot up at 700. So that's where it currently wants to drive towards if it's going to search for liquidity on the book. I'm not talking about levels now. I'm talking about liquidity actually on the book, real liquidity. Make sure my hotkeys are on. Control. Check one on sim. There we go. So all set up, just waiting now. I really don't want to buy high up here. I need a breakout retest. I'm watching the H1 here. We've taken out yesterday's highs now. Are we going to now drive all the way up for the next liquidity, which is kind of at 650, that hourly bar we put in yesterday at 9 a.m. No, I'm not. What do I say? Quicksand? Am I saying that right? Quicksand? I'm not in a trade. I was in a trade earlier with my team here for a drive up. I'm not in a trade at the open. I'm just waiting right now. Waiting to see if we fail above previous day high. I thought I replied to you yesterday. I just have a wide ATM. So like 40 or 50 tick stop loss, 100-point profit, and then I move it and adjust it. So just a little bit wide, enough that if it whips me out straight away, it's okay. But it's not like a fixed ratio, if that makes sense, Aaron. So I'm not leaving that ATM there. I'm moving my stop to the swing point and profit to the swing point. All good, Crinsid. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Everyone who's joining the stream, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. We've got to get it up to 50 likes every day. We have been on a heater, all right? We've been on, I think, 100% record now for at least the last 2 weeks, definitely since I came back from vacation. So let's just see now. Continuation higher. We're not looking to pick tops, remember. Momentum very, very strong. We're in a trend bullish here. We would need a break and retest, something to prove it wants to hold this for a move up to the next level. I'm very, very cautious if we start to fail. If this is a squeeze up, we start to fail, we can think about points of origin where it might want to come back to. So I'm just being a little bit cautious, a little bit patient here on the opening prints. So you can take your 5-minute opening range breakout if you are a trader who takes that. You have your first 5-minute bar on the session. Max 7, all comfortably green. Tesla 1.7% up. Nvidia 0.5%. Meta almost 2%. Google 2.6%. Google on so much strength right now. Amazon 2%. Microsoft 0.5%. And Apple just under 0.5% up on the day. VIX getting slaughtered right now. So this was the relief rally we were talking about. We expect the relief within 2 days of VIX having over 10% up day, which it had 2 days ago. Now we get the relief rally. Fortunately, if you weren't here for CPI, you've missed your location already. We're 100 points higher. You do not want to be in a position where you're chasing this market. John, lovely work, lovely work. So John just said, good morning, Alex and friends. I made 2,100. I'm done for the day. You are the man, Alex. Great work, John. Yeah, that's great money, right? Do that every day. It's over $500,000 a year, right? Do not get money dysmorphia. That is a huge amount of money. So many traders get money dysmorphia looking at these people putting up big figures, 50, 60, 100 grand days, etc., etc. Do not get money dysmorphia. Even a couple $100 a day can make a big difference to your life, especially if you have a 9-to-5 elsewhere. Just take the base hits. Keep letting them add up as you build more and more liquidity in your book. You can start sizing a little bit bigger. All right, so failure above previous day high for now. All right, so that opening drive we've pushed up. Let's put in the New York Open. All right, so we're trading back to New York Open right now. Remember, this is your anchored VWAP of CPI. If we start to fail and roll over, we're going to come and check some other levels. Remember, the last two H1 bars are huge, huge bars. No short setup yet. No long setup I'm truly interested in. Maybe this is the breakout retest. We'll have to see. Not going to buy here, miss the train, waiting for the next train. Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. The only way that this will be a train to board is if we're going to hold that breakout retest area. But again, we have supply just overhead from Monday, so it's really not ideal here. But if they're really going to go for the breakout, they're going to go for that Monday level. We are finding bids here on ES above and around previous day high. Still liquidity on the book higher at 650 and 700. Trailed up to previous day high, got taken out for 550, so you locked in $2,050 with that trade. Lovely work, Aid. All right, so here is the continuation. So break and retest looks good for now. Are they going to squeeze up and go for 50? NQ making new highs, ES not making new highs on the session yet. So very, very cautious here. Again, if you're taking this, you have to understand that you're buying high. So if you're going to buy with momentum here, you need to be very aggressive with your stop. Very, very aggressive. You're buying very high, and you have to respect these levels above you where we have supply. So into 650 is going to be key, right into here. This is currently a 2-minute chart. The screen you're looking at currently a 2-minute chart. So 4 minutes left or 3 minutes left for your opening 15-minute range. Those of you who are opening range traders on the 15-minute, you can then think about that. Current range on that is about just under 60 points. ES now making a new high while NQ pulling back a little bit. Market still looks pretty strong. Holding its gains off CPI for now. Still very, very early in this session. Very early. Not even a 15-minute bar printed yet. Not in a trade right now. It's the same level that we've got stuck at all week. Remember, we talked about that weekly range, Monday, Tuesday high. This is it, at least for the New York sessions, right? Monday, Tuesday high for New York sessions. Remember, the all-time high, yet again, like the old all-time high, was made in London. It was not made in New York. For me to get long, I will need a deeper pullback or some form of bear trap. All right, I will need some form of bear trap, maybe something like this to get long, or a deeper pullback into an area where I'm actually interested in, where there's some levels. You guys who turn up every single day, you're trading very, very well. Noticed a lot of you starting to get very consistent, just taking the easy layup trades. Love to see on chat, those of you who are up a couple thousand are already saying done for the day. You got the layup trade and you're done. That is exactly how you need to trade this market and every market. Take the layup, take the low hanging fruit, move on. They're still within this range right now, trying to trade up to that Monday high towards 650. That's what it wants to do if it can search for that liquidity. Still bullish, right? Still holding flow zones. Let's get these likes up, team, and then I can stop nagging about it. Halfway there. We need at least 50 likes on stream. So continuation higher then. It looks like it wants to squeeze for that 50. Watching the SPY as well. Very similar kind of move. It's looking to squeeze out to 606. What would that be on the ES? Let's have a little look. And that would be up towards 683s. 6,083 on the ES. If it's going to put in the squeeze move higher, run out all the stops, that's where it's going to go on the ES. 10 more points or so to go on the Qs. Once we get through that, we're looking for pullback and dips to hold, and we're thinking about all-time highs, right? Because we're thin in structure above here now. So we're through null point of control, and next value area high would be 63. We are thinking about pullbacks for all-time highs right now. If it can give us a way of getting in, if it can't, so be it. Crinksin 2011, everyone in chat that you're seeing, they have done my course. Well, the majority of people here have done the course, which teaches them how to trade. So we are trading using flow zones, using very, very simple strategies to join trends, multi-time frame trends, to trade to areas of liquidity. But I'll let everyone in chat tell you what they learned or how they did it. But you'll see most of them in chat trade with me day in, day out. So 650 tag there then. So we've stolen that liquidity from Monday. And look at the daily chart. We are now thinking about that daily flag breakout that we talked about. All right, so possible expansion on the daily up towards what? Up towards the top Bollinger Band. Remember, we talked about this right at the beginning of the stream. At the very beginning of the stream, we were building failed breakdown here. Traps, shorts, lends its hand to a flag breakout back towards top Bollinger after reclaiming 5-day. All right, very, very simple technical breakout. Everything we go over in the course. Yeah, previous week close, Friday close. It's basically the Friday, Thursday exchange level. We've come right into it now. So do we get expansion? This is looking very, very good for a bullish day here. It's just, can we get involved? This wasn't enough for me to want to get involved in. Don't really want to chase, but it's making it very hard here. If you're not in from CPI already, it's going to make it very tough. Really just expecting a new all-time high on the session now. 15-minute bars, remember you've got your 15-minute opening range breakout, expanding violently to the upside now. Good volume stepping in here. I'm going to move down to a 1-minute chart now that we've settled down a little bit. Decent range on this morning push already over 100 points for the initial balance. Nightbot should be posting it for you, but if not, just go to flowzonetrader.com. But it will be in the chat. Everything's in the chat. So ES and SPY both taken out the liquidity as well. So all we're thinking about now is there a way to get involved back up towards all-time highs? Those of you who've managed to hold those longs from that pre-market trade we put in Discord, well done. Think about trimming some of your position as we've taken some of the liquidity. And then if you're able to hold for all-time highs, fantastic. If it starts to give the reversal, that obviously don't give too much back, we can always think about a re-entry. Good morning, Jen. VIX trying to find some support then around that 1360. It's the same level we've talked about for a few sessions, right? It's a level we broke out from, repriced, held, continued higher. Yesterday we had another breakout above 1440s, failed to hold gains, but held at 1440 until CPI, and we've given that whole move back. So 1660, 1650s, key on the VIX. If it wants to trade lower, the market will keep trading higher. Today will be risk on in the market. There is a lack of structure here to get involved in, just a straight grind and squeeze up. I will need to wait for dips to be involved in this. Not looking for shorts. Not looking for shorts. I think this is just going to keep continuing to expand higher. They keep adding liquidity on the tape. 174 lot now at 700. Think about your ATR here if it starts to expand on the session as well. It wants to go for that 700, right? That's where the liquidity is. It's trying to just continue higher. Very shallow pullbacks. At some point, it's probably going to give a deeper pullback and run out all the bulls who chase the market higher at some point. But so fast, not giving an entry. This was probably it. This was probably it. That retest here. Very tricky to take with so much supply overhead, but that's the only thing it's given since the open, and everything really has been a better entry pre-market. Drifting higher. Please don't be picking tops. All right, this is how you get run over. Think about all the shorts in the market who held positions overnight, getting in yesterday. They are getting absolutely blown out right now. And they're probably more and more shorts adding to their positions who are also going to get blown out. So straight squeeze up. As they go add, blown out, add, blown out, over and over and over again. We're in multi-time frame bullish, right here. No reason to try and short this. Crazy to see YM just dripping down, just so weak compared to all the other indexes. Like we said, 700 the level then, and then all-time highs, 707. Yeah, we didn't trade the news either, but we did take this move. Bull's well and truly in control here. Every 5-minute bar printing upside. VIX now underneath that 1360, drifting down to 1350. So a bit of front running there. 228 orders on the book then at 700. They're looking to get filled. And I think if we fill them, we just pop straight through them. Don't think you'll find that's a short seller. I think you'll find that is a buyer just looking to trim position. So definite divergence across the market. All right, so NQ very close to a new all-time high. SPYES nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. So strength in tech sector again. All right, so divergence as tech has done the heavy lift again on the morning. All of the Mag 7 comfortably green. Most of them. Tesla 1%, Nvidia 1.7, Meta 1.9, Google 3.4, Amazon 1.8, Microsoft 0.5%, and Apple over 0.5%. So here is the pullback then. This is what we're talking about. It's likely to happen. Still think they're going to take out all-time highs. Question is, how deep do they give this pullback? Would be odd to get that close to all-time highs and not take it out, but you know, it is what it is. We can retrace right the way down there. Remember, most of this is probably a squeeze shorts covering. VIX reclaiming that 1360. I've just got my eye on that. I would love a deep pullback here. Love to see a deep pullback and some structure come in for the session. Something that I can think about risking off. We need 15 more likes on the stream, please, guys. Let's get it done early. Waiting to see, does the market start to give back some of its gains, trap in some shorts, use their liquidity? That's what I'd like. I'd like at least a 2-leg pullback, something down here or down here, and then trap in shorts up here, and then start to go and use their liquidity for a break of all-time high. Very, very simple. I don't want a shallow pullback. We've done so many shallow pullbacks this session already. I would like to see it deeper. If we don't do it, then we're probably going to pop all-time highs, and then there is a lack of things for me to do because we will be in price discovery at that point. Good morning, Mindful Matters. So setting up for a flag and possible breakout here. Not deep enough for me to want to do something. I would like it to take out this swing here. Something, some form of trap under here would be nice. Something like that. If it really wants to come down here, then I'll reassess. Hey Bruce, hey TR, good morning everyone. Looks like it's just going to squeeze straight back out then and go for that 700 again. That's what it's trying to do. Remember, the last two hourly candles are huge. You have a new H4 coming up and a new H1 bar in about 15 seconds. So just remember that. If you get an expansion higher and a failure, it can reprice violently and still be very, very bullish. Here's your new H1, H4. So this H1 can come all the way down to origin, still be very, very bullish, down to 550 if it wanted. Scary, I know, but just looking at the H1 bars, it's capable of doing it. Still that seller at 700 looking to get filled. 240 lot there. Yeah, starting to put in a stronger 5-minute bar here if it closes weak. Lots of time left yet in this. H1, H4 at a pin high right now. We are at all-time highs on the NQ. We are not on the ES or SPY. Nowhere near all-time highs on those. Divergence in the market here for sure. YM red on the session. NQ up 1.35%, ES only up 0.5%, RTY almost flat. If we take out all-time highs without letting me get involved, it's going to be very, very, very tricky to want to be a buyer in price discovery. Especially when ES is not doing the same thing. I'm just having to mark out lots of things on Ninja as well as TradingView, which I've realized I haven't done yet. There we go. Is that carried over? No, it hasn't. All right then. How much longer left? 1 minute left in this 5-minute bar. Sorry, going quiet there. Trying to organize my Ninja charts. I've got them super organized on TradingView and not always reflective of that on Ninja. So I need to make sure I'm seeing everything clearly because I'm executing on Ninja. So maybe, please, maybe we can get a deeper pullback here. It would be really nice. I want to be very, very cautious if we start to fail. It would be odd to not take out that all-time high, but it's very, very possible. Remember that H1, H4, look at the high time frame charts. These are big moves. This can reprice maybe into this value area high somewhere around here. 600 can reprice all the way down if it really, really wants to. So any buys here are buying very, very high on the session. I would much rather buy a trap, but like I said, when shorts are as in pain as they have been this morning, right? Imagine how many shorts held overnight in that sell yesterday. They didn't have the smarts to cover in that rally yesterday into close, and they've woken up, held into CPI. They're now in the red. We've squeezed them out. They've probably added more because they're belligerent and will not cover their position when they should, and they're now feeling max pain. And because of that, the market is not pulling back low, because every time it pulls back, they are trimming some of their position, adding buy strength back into the market. So here's the clear out, not quite through all-time high yet, but very, very close. So no trap for me to get involved in, but it's okay. Flow zone's still holding. Right, just buying continuation. But if we fail up here after clearing out, I don't then like the long. I'll be thinking about where does it take a short down to if we start to roll over. If and only if we clear everything out and then have a clear sell back inside the range. If we're going to stay bullish, ES is going to need to go and join the party. We cannot rely on tech to do all the work again. ES has a long way to go to get anywhere near its all-time high. It's currently trading at 685. It would need to trade all the way up to 611. So like I said, it is not even close right now to being up there. Another 20, 30 points required. Very, very different charts. Just because you have Apple at all-time highs, Google is having a monster couple of sessions. Tesla as well, holding its gains over 400, like insanely impressive move on Tesla since the Trump rally. Bitcoin as well, re-approaching that 100,000 mark. Like I said, I think it still has a breakout above 100,000 in it. What is nuts though is watching the Dixie tick higher with gold tick higher with the indexes tick higher and the treasuries hold their gains. That is not a healthy market. Something is going to give. So fresh all-time highs here then on the NQ. Right, so this may become a no trade day for New York session for me, unless it gives me a really good opportunity. We're now into price discovery. VIX now reclaiming, pushing now through 1368, 1370. If it goes for a drive up, we can go and reprice the gap all the way to 1424. So again, it is not healthy to see everything upticking together. Don't want to see VIX, Dixie, gold, SPY, and NQ all driving higher. It's not a healthy market. Something will give. I remember we're not that far away from rollover either. In coming into end of the year, probably a lot of traders will be trimming positions this week, I would have thought. Won't be that much volume. Volume will start to dry up over the next week. 5 more likes on stream, please, guys. Almost there. Looking at the liquidity higher, selling out on the book at 750. They're just slowly trying to drag it. Well done, Tyson. Yeah, well done for just sitting on hands. It is not easy. It's a really hard skill when you can just see it drifting higher. But unless there's something there, remember what we always say, like, it's not nice when the market does this. We need to see stuff like this to get involved in continuation. Like we had earlier in the session, I think you took the same trade. This is a nice continuation pattern. Then we don't want to buy this. We need these moves here. Even these are, the way we're just drifting up, this is straight short squeeze. This is shorts in absolute agony right now. Very similar to any of you who've traded penny stocks, just like this, just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. Shorts keep tripping over themselves. Add, blow up, add, blow up, add, blow up. That's what's happening. Yes, TR, every quarter in futures, you have to roll over into the new contract. So we're in the December contract at the moment. We will join the March contract into the new year. You will see probably some people start to trim positions. It is likely that Q1 next year we have a significant pullback in the market. Question is, how high do we go first? So ES, SPY trying to do some of the lift now. Trying to do the expansion now. Volume just shrugging along. Just checking my 4 hour. 4 hours just insane. Absolutely insane. If you think about structural point of view, that's what we've got. Right, on a 15-minute chart, we go to a 10-minute chart, we go to a 5-minute chart. There is not much to risk off when we're doing this, all right? So you have to be cautious. Absolute ripper. So this is the retest towards the old all-time high now. Starting to see a little bit of selling here. Not a lot, but a little bit. A little bit of trimming positions around that previous all-time high. There are still sellers above, but it is thinned out. There's no like huge order like we had earlier, like that 270 lot. Nothing of that size above. But small lots all the way up to 800. Very, very small lots. Yeah, nice, Tyson. Good work. Yeah, TR. I think we probably get that Q1. I think we probably get, you know, continuation higher, Santa Claus rally, and then reality starts to hit. Probably when Trump is in. Probably get a bit of fear come into the market versus sorry, can't get my words out, versus the decisions on tariffs, etc., etc. So buyer at 700 right now. Yeah, VIX trading up with the ES trading up. It's not healthy. I mean, VIX is only like trading up on the 5-minute off a low. Like I said, it's not a healthy market right now. Seeing gold up, Dixie up, VIX trying to get a bounce, ES trading upside, NQ trading upside. That's not a particularly healthy market. Correlation has basically gone. Gold trading upside and Bitcoin will break out of 100,000 in the next 10 minutes probably. So we are risk on absolutely everything basically. Flow zone still holding, all right? Just this strong trend higher here without taking any liquidity. No breakdown, no break of structure, no change of character. but not much to risk off. I guess here we didn't even really retest in this. It's just extended here. So it's one of those days. It's very, very frustrating because, like I said at the start of the session, I want it to be a buyer. If it doesn't give me the opportunity, I can't really buy it. So I sit here doing not a lot. And what I'm not going to do is try and short it. Cove per, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I bet she took a huge call position right before CPI, you know? She needs to go to jail, honestly. Honestly, it's insane. All right, 5 minute, just so strong here. Hourly trend, 4 hour trend, very, very strong upside. Just drifting higher. Mag 7, super green. All right, so Apple 0.8% up. Microsoft over 1%, Amazon 2.5%, Google 4.4%, Meta 2.8%, Nvidia 1.8%, and Tesla 2%. Everything trading higher. All right, got to think, is that a reason to sell? The only selling you're going to get is some profit taking. There's no fear in this market. There's just greed. The only thing in this market right now is greed. So the only people that will sell are people who have a little bit of sense and take some profit. New 15-minute bar here. Every little dip soaked. Every single thing. Still got that buyer at 700. Just over 100 lot down there. Yeah, exactly. Traders definitely pricing that in today because we came in line. If we had a hot print, then they would have priced in that no cut in December. So about 3-4 weeks ago, it was only about 25% chance of a cut. It's probably more like 75-80% chance of a cut now. They're all very confident we're going to get at least a quarter basis point cut. Do we use that to fade into January? Normally, quantitative easing actually hurts the market long term because it's so priced in. By the time it happens, we roll over. This is the retest of the old high then. The top of this block, remember, was the old high. So it's a retest of the previous all-time high. Just going to put it in as a line. Again, retesting that all-time high. Starting to see some selling here in the markets. Can just be a pullback, remember. We are bullish. But this pullback can be deep if they decide to let it go. Yep, lots of profitable longs right now. That's right. Question is, have enough longs chased it? I'd say yes, but I don't know if most of it is just short squeeze, you know? New 5-minute bar coming right now. Still holding that old all-time high. I think this needs to be a little bit lower. Let me just check it on here. Let's go to 4 hour. There we go. There we go. They're still basing above it. So breakout retest holding of that old all-time high right now. Still liquidity on the book, right? He's still here around this 700 level. And then there's a bigger lot down towards 75s. 75s. It should be under these swing points. All right, that would be interesting if they absorb that down there. No big displacement yet. It might come though. If they struggle to make a new high. So here's the pullback underneath the all-time high. Do they soak down here around 700? Yes, exactly, Eva. The big players, the whales. When I say what they, that's what I'm always talking about. So 700, he got filled. Do they start failing up here now, or do they reclaim these levels and go for another flag and curl for new highs? And could VWAP, remember, way lower, everything way lower. Can do a deep pullback here if it wants to, like we talked about. Look at the M5, M15. M5's into a block here. If it fails this, it can really, really send it lower. The sentiment overall is bullish. Yeah, there was a big seller at 700 earlier. There was. Trading back to the old hourly high, right? The previous hour high here. And in and around the old previous all-time high. So definite SMT, because we've taken all-time highs on NQ, nowhere near on ES and SPY. Literally nowhere near. Couldn't be further away if we tried. Sellers starting to stack up above now. I wonder if they want to drag this back up towards 30s. Make this look a bit better for you guys so you can see it a little bit cleaner. There we go. So M5 blocks holding for now. All right here. If we trade through this, we can reprice some of this action. When I say a big seller, can that be someone getting priced back to a good buy price? No, well, anything I'm seeing above price is a seller. Anything I'm seeing below price is a buyer. Still holding its gains very, very, very well here. Do we get a deeper pullback on the market? Point of control now has just moved up. Right, on the hourly, all the volume now created up here. If we start to fade below that, it will get very, very thin. So they will need to hold price up here. Still absorbing it. Flow zone still green for now, back to all-time highs. Will they give a deeper pullback here? Will we get a second leg down somewhere into here, come and sweep some of these guys out? I have no idea. Would expect some of these bulls to be punished, but maybe this is enough. I don't know. If they feel like they've trapped enough here, they will. Would way prefer it to come down here and then do this move later in the day. But the market will do whatever it wants. Multiple timeframes still bullish. 5 minutes still holding structure. We are still holding previous all-time highs here. Soaking bids. Waiting to see if a seller comes back on the tape. There's 137 lot just above us right now in towards 20s. Getting tight up here. They need to make a decision basically right now if they want to send it lower and scoop back the price at lower prices with better value, or if they've got enough shorts trapped and they can just use their liquidity to go higher. Remember, SPYES nowhere near all-time highs yet. There is divergence on the market there. We've been in a straight pump all morning for 2.5 hours long. Do we get a bear flag for that deeper move down? That's what I would prefer here. I'd prefer a deeper move down under this liquidity, and then we can think about a reprice higher later. Watching this for a snap here. Watching the book here. Lovely. All right, looking for this bear flag now. Are you going to give it to me, or are you just going to absorb? Who knows? Watching the M5 and M15s. Underneath previous all-time high feels a little bit better, but they can still soak here. Still buyers on the book here. 166 lot. Haven't taken him out at all. Nice, beautiful. Trimming some here. Just playing the counter trend here, remember. So I'm aggressive with my stops because we're counter trend. If I get a flush, perfect. But not going to expect it. This is looking a little bit better now. Moving my stop down with it. Remember, we're looking for the counter trend for that deeper pullback. And then I'm going to think about getting long. Trimming most of my position here. We're not expecting the world because we are bullish. The sentiment is bullish. But if we're going to use this liquidity, we can think about how we act down here before we go back up. So I'm taking counter trend to here and then waiting to see if buyers want to step back in. Coal shovel. When I say reprice, how do I define that? All right, I haven't seen your name here before, so it may be new to the stream. But like, if we do an impulse move this big, people like me who want to buy haven't had a chance really to get in other than the pre-market long we took. So it might reprice to a level of value for buyers to step coming back in, right? Because we don't just go up. The market moves in waves. So that's what I'm talking about. All right, so out the rest break even there. We took some liquidity, but not all liquidity. We might still fail up here. Now we're printing that initial balance. So the IB on the session is 163 points. Pretty decent IB here. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Foster Scott. Reprice, search for liquidity, search for value, search for liquidity, search for areas of interest. Still failing that all-time high there. Remember, we are bullish overall. I would love to be buying value. ES starting to get heavier here. Watching 5-minute bars on ES. Not much of an impulse or imbalance up here to be thinking about. We have the IB, we have this here. You want to be very cautious if it starts to reclaim. I would like this move, but I would like this move down here. And I have much better RR. Don't really want to be buying up here on previous all-time high. I'd much rather it comes down here. We are right at point of control as well. All right, point of control. All the volume, biggest volume on the day up here. If we let go of this hour, we can reprice all the way. Maybe this wick, maybe down to origin. This was very, very thin in this aggressive move up. This is just shorts cover, 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 cover. If we start letting go of POC and hourly levels, you need to be cautious. So reclaiming old highs here. Don't like the structure that I'm looking at on an M5 or M15 right now. Buyer on the book down towards 75, 675. Seller on the book at 725. Most of the volume has been exchanged in and around these levels. 2,900 contracts exchanged around 720. I'm not in the trade right now. Took it off, the rest off break even after it started to try and reclaim. Like I said, when it's counter trend. Hey, what's up, David? Good to see you last week. Hope you had a good flight back. How did the event go? So again, soaking the bid here. Can they use these stops now? For people like me who didn't understand that we're just counter trend, can they use these stops to search and then use these stops to search? Glad it went well, buddy. It's great to see you. Remember, ES and SPY have room for continuation higher to all-time highs if they want to get going. They would need to get above the IB high, and you'd need an expansion day for a run up to 6,111 or 609 on the SPY. So there we go. Here's the reclaim. They're going to try and use this liquidity now. Remember, we are inside IB, so we respect initial balance rules, but we are in a breakout on the daily. All right, we have broken out on the daily like we talked about. Sitting above point of control in current trend day higher, but we are not above the IB high. Further trend day will be confirmed if we can hold price above initial balance high. Otherwise, there are possible scenarios like IB rotation to VWAP or anchored VWAP and VWAP. And then if it gets stuck here, IB low is right here. Let's do a VWAP. Where's the... What's that priced at? Middle of that bar. It's probably quite similar. I'm just going to put another anchor in just in case. Yeah, deep pullback is basically the New York session VWAP. So if it's going to do an IB rotation, maybe into and around 670, which would be a wash of those stops that I was talking about. That would have been a nice play if it will do that. So this level, key here for lower time frame bulls, if they're going to hold this to run these out. If it starts letting go, then we're going to look around here to see how we act. Market multiple time frame bullish right now. We have breakout buyers now in the market. We have shorts trapped in the market from yesterday, and we have a daily expansion towards the top Bollinger Band. Very, very possible. Nice, Ramos. Good work. 20 points, just let them add up. Base hits, base hits, base hits. Yeah, and then above Foster, above IB high. If you get that expansion, hold for all-time highs. Just runners, obviously. Trim your profits into IB high, but if you get an expansion, retest, hold, then you should be looking to try and hold if it wants to give you it back towards all-time highs. A 5 minute looks pretty interesting on the ES there. Holding 5 minute flow zones, holding 5 minute blocks. Same on NQ. NQ traded back towards 5 minute structure. Didn't sweep anyone out, and it's holding price for now. We are in price discovery mode above the initial balance high today. So the IB high is all-time highs on the NQ, and we are in price discovery mode above that. You can use things like fibs as your targets. So even off this, if we hold this low and arrange the immediate target, it'll be up into here, and a measured move up into here. We can also do it of the whole day as well. The market's starting to slow down a little bit now. Remember, we've done a monster move. The low of the day was 400. So 300 points higher right now without much of a pullback. This is still a very shallow pullback when you consider the origin of this move is all the way down here. All the way down here. So do we do some reaccumulation for further? Very, very possible. It's a long way back to value. Just gonna have a quick look at what the Mag 7 are looking like. Apple at its IB high, that's all-time high. Break of 250 basically for Apple is what it's looking for. Microsoft, very, very similar structure. It's completing its cup towards its highs. Amazon at all-time highs. Google holding its flag pattern, all-time highs printed this morning. Again, breakthrough IB will be a new all-time high. All of Mag 7 looking very, very similar. Printed all-time highs this morning and just cooled off a little bit. Nvidia, not like that. Nvidia just trading inside. And Tesla, very, very similar. Dip this morning, they soaked that dip in front of 400. Printed all-time highs at the morning print, and now it's just inside of initial balance, seeing if it can expand up there. So most of the Mag 7 minus Nvidia looking very, very strong, but they will be in price discovery if they break out. So if the market breaks out of IB, all right, if we break out of this, then most of the Mag 7 will be breaking out into all-time highs and will be in price discovery mode. What do you want to know about Tradeify, GB? Happy to tell you. I did do a video on it at the weekend. They are definitely my favorite prop firm right now and for 2025. So they have 3 different accounts. One account, activation fee. For which account? It all depends which account you go for. So back to previous all-time high here, back to this structure here. If it can't hold this and it starts to let go, watch out below for the stop run. The activation fees depend on the account that you're going for. Activation fees always one time. It's always one time. But if you do the straight to funded account, it's just one fee and that's it. You pay your one fee and never pay anything again. Back to all-time highs again here. Some weakness starting to come into the market here. Structure is still bullish for now. But this is where buyers came in this last move up, but we failed to make a new high, and that is a little bit telling. Back to 700. Yeah, they're fantastic. As long as you don't over leverage, there's lots of room. You can have up to 7 accounts as long as you get those accounts before January 7th. One-time fee. No rules on DCA, no rules on trailing drawdown. It's all done end of day. It makes it nice and simple and easy. All you've got to do is trade properly. So again, this is where buyers came in on the last dip. Push, pulled back into here. Do they hold this again? This is definitely a failed attempt, but we've got short stops in here now with this flat top. It is tricky here as we start to go into a range. These are the options: failed breakouts and breakout retests. Let's see if I can. See if you can see this. You can't really squeeze this down. So activation fee on straight to funded doesn't exist. It's just a one-time fee that you pay. On the growth account, it also doesn't exist. Again, it's you pay this per month until you're passed, all right? And then once you're passed, you don't pay again. And on the advanced one, you pay that per month until you've passed it, and then you pay $125 activation fee. The difference in advanced and growth is the advanced has an intraday trading drawdown, and the growth has an end of day trading drawdown. That's kind of all you need to know. That's it. It's really simple. Yeah, exactly. Bo. We have to chop there to build the liquidity to think about going higher. Yeah, momentum still upside. Higher time frame momentum still upside. ES still has liquidity it can search for higher. It is getting stuck at an old block into and around sort of 90s, 95s. It's where we failed from on Monday on the ES. Monday the 9th, yeah, this week. It's where we failed from for that big flush down. So ES definitely showing a little bit more weakness here. Just building a range. Nothing of interest for me to do here. So liquidity starting to stack. This is interesting. So we've got a buyer separating 100 lots now at 90, 95, and 700 and 705. All right, so he's just putting bids down there to try and be absorbed. And then to the upside, there's a 130 lot at 730 and a 110 lot at 740. So they've stacked either side. Range traders have come in for now, I would say. Hour and 10 minutes until we get to lunch. Plenty of time left. Plenty of time left. Lots of volume being built up here. Yeah, all those prices quoted GB. Just use FTZ. You'll get anywhere from 35 to 60% off, depending on which account you go for. So worth checking out. But if you're a good trader, I would say just go with the straight to funded. It would just save you time and energy. If you're still learning, then think about some of the other ones. Back to previous highs then. So you can see we're building liquidity here. The question is, do shorts get trapped with their stops here and get run over, or do buyers get greedy, and do we need to take them out of the market first? But if you just move down to a slightly higher time frame, you see the structure is still bullish. This low made this high. This is an internal low, internal high. These are our pivots. This is what we're looking at. This is midpoint of this range. So not a lot to do here right now until we see some momentum come into the market. Again, ES has targets upside if it can get going. If it can get going. Big divergence. Yeah. Underneath those wicks and those trends, I would say, Scott. Still looks good. Like if you can get above that initial balance high, it has a chance to go for that squeeze out for all-time highs on ES. You're just going to need the other sectors to start doing a little bit of work. We've been so reliant on tech all year. Let me have a look. So healthcare red today, industrials red today, real estate red again, utilities red, energy kind of mixed bag, basics red. So really all you've got is tech green, communication services green, consumers green. That's it. That's the problem. That's why you're not getting as much of a push on the ES and SPY because of how it's weighted. See, NQ is so heavily weighted to the Mag 7. Tyson. Or at least you've admitted it. You're not trading your lives now, though, are you? You're trading evals, right? You moved off your lives. Don't try and make it all back today. Don't try and make it all back today. I think you're up nicely on your lives. Oh, no. I would, unless there's an A+ scenario, if you're on tilt at all right now after doing that, I would walk away for the session, come back tomorrow. Watching these liquidity pools down here then as we start trading down. Those 100 lots into 90 here, remember. Yeah, exactly, Ramus. Big divergence in the markets. Remember, VWAP is basically down here right now. So from an IB high to VWAP would be basically down here for the New York VWAP, which it looks like is what it's trying to search for. Some selling coming in here. If pops start to be sold, I'd be very cautious about being a dip buyer. Still building a range, still looking at the M5, M15, we are still in a range. Looking to see if we're going to sell down any further here. Into that deep pullback. This is where the liquidity is, remember. We can really start pulling back aggressively if the ES is going to join in here. Remember, range on the day is very big. Coming right into that New York VWAP. All right, New York VWAP, I have it around 675 off the New York Open. Catch you later, Exister. Thanks for joining. So here's the New York VWAP right here. If we let go of this, there are some bigger orders down towards 650. We are under point of control now as well, remember. Point of control currently traded around 705, so 700 going to be a key level. Is this the trap we were talking about where it trades back upside and uses this liquidity later? Or is this the start of a shift now for a deeper price? But that New York VWAP holding very, very nicely for now. ES has not swept the same liquidity we've just done on NQ. Yeah, it's got a bit further to go if it really wants to hunt that liquidity. Seems like Yellen's talking at the moment as well. We're at New York VWAP right now on the NQ. Starting to break down here. Yeah, new hourly bar in just over 3 minutes, and we are failing point of control on this last hour. If the hourly wants to reprice, we're going to look at levels like 610 if it's going to trade down to there. If it's really going to let go, remember that hourly can be very violent and still be very bullish. All right, huge move up. We're repricing right now just into these old levels, but I would say 673, we have like a double accumulation kind of day here. If it lets go 673, we can reprice a little bit lower. And then we have to see if the momentum stops, do they set the trap with shorts joining late? Do they scoop it back up to go to upside, or is there genuine selling off all-time highs? But we are bullish overall. Sentiment is bullish on higher time frames. This is a pullback leg that we're currently in. So we're currently in an hourly pullback leg. So if you're fading this, that's absolutely fine. You can fade it, but just be aggressive with your stops. Remember, at some point, this hourly pullback leg will stop, and we would expect buyers to enter the market and then go for new highs. The new highs don't have to come today. Those new highs might come tomorrow. Nice, Max. So you made $1,543 pre-market. Yeah, you don't need to trade. That's lovely money. Still at VWAP, the anchored VWAP in the deep pullback zone off the New York session right now. Some talkers from Bank of Canada. When I'm looking down here, I'm just looking at my news wire. So how do we act up here now? Here. Do we reclaim this? If we reclaim this, we're going to go for highs. If we fail up here, we can think about lower prices. Momentum now has started to shift short. Higher time frame is still in a long, right? Which is why this is a pullback leg for longs to re-enter the market at some point. So push off the New York VWAP, all right? We are pushing off the New York VWAP, which is right in the middle of this deep pullback. I have it on my NinjaTrader priced at 676, right here. So we're holding it. I can put it in here if you really need. There you go. That's the New York session VWAP. So every buyer from New York, this is their average price. So rotation from IB to VWAP happened again. How many times do we talk about that move? All the time. Every single day on stream, we talk about that move. DK England, PPI. PPI, what? PPI tomorrow. CPI is today. So repricing where we had that sell structure from into previous all-time highs. Again, if we start to reclaim here, this under here is where smart money accumulated, and this is where shorts will get stuck. So you will need to see bullishness. It will have to reclaim, and then you know we have stops to aim for. If it doesn't reclaim, we can move lower. Here's your imbalance. We can move lower. Lower time frame structure says down for now, but if this is going to be a trap underneath these swing lows, this is going to be it here. Started to thin out here. Those orders above have disappeared. They've just pulled it. So the orders at 30 and 40 have left the market. You have a bigger order down at 650 now who's just come on the book. This is your new hourly bar. So the new hourly bar has opened underneath point of control. So the old hourly bar low was at 74. That's going to be a key level around here. That's going to be a key level. Thinking of, do we sweep the old hourly bar low and turn upside, or do we stay heavy and print underneath and reprice? Apple sitting right at that 250. It's literally on it now. Can it get a sustained breakout through this 250 for new all-time highs? Big psychological level. Imagine there's a lot of options being traded around here. There you go. So starting to break out of 250 now. Can it sustain bids? So I'll be looking 250 on Apple, 550 on Microsoft as the key levels. But it looks like they might have set this trap here. They might have done it after sweeping. It's looking very, very good now. This is what we were talking about all day. I was saying, I don't want to buy up here. I'd think about if we can take some liquidity and build here. I want to see it build here, build some structure out here, please. Not taking until I know buyers are absolutely in control. Effectively on an M5, you've got a 2 try, and you want to see it reclaim and squeeze higher now. So back through 700, back through previous all-time highs. Can Apple sustain its bids and help the market out here? Key level here, trading back into where we broke down from. So these are the points that matter now. I'd like to see some sellers come on the book up above to act like a magnet. Those guys that were there before who are no longer there, I'd love to see them come back on the book up towards 40s and 50s. They pulled their order a few minutes ago. Back to point of control here. Remember, this is where all the volume has been traded today. Very sensitive area, this. Highest volume traded on the day right here. Right, new seller up at 750. So he's come on the book now. Just a 50 lot. He's trying to act as a magnet to pull the market upside towards him. He's trying to be the liquidity for the market to start searching for him. That's what he wants to do. Seeing if we're going to build out this right shoulder here, this inverted right shoulder for a drive higher. Does it need to come deeper first and trap more? Or are we just going to go in a straight squeezer up? Joining this for the trap, lovely. Can we squeeze up? So everything we talked about here planned before. Now I've got my buy in the market entering at 08. Looking to see if I can just let this work. Trailing up with this squeeze because I don't know if and when it's going to fail. Watching Apple as well very, very closely. That's doing the lift for us at the moment. Lovely. Beautiful. Right, looking to trail this up. Can we go and make new all-time highs on this move? Lovely trap. Everything we looked for. Accumulate underneath a swing low, turn back, create that right shoulder, use all the shorts who were trapped in here. So they encouraged shorts to come in. We took this out. We held the view up. We reaccumulated. Now we use their liquidity to go higher. This is exactly what I wanted to see. I've only got one on here. That's the only thing. It is a mini though. Not a micro. Can we keep driving? This is looking good. Beautiful, beautiful move. So first level of stops have gone. So we're now going to search for that 35. There is a seller at 35 on the tape. We've still got that guy at 750. So that's how I use Bookmap. All right. When I see people come on back on the tape higher and no one below, I know we're going to use them as a magnet to try and draw the market up. Remember, the market is a liquidity whore. All right. All it's doing is searching for liquidity all the time. Yeah. VIX is breaking down. That nice bear flag back to that 1360 level. This is the key level that we keep talking about, Foster Scott. If we can let go of 1360 with conviction, we're going to come back down to 1320. Then maybe the ES and SPY can get going. Again, the one thing that is making it a little bit harder, because I know you trade the ES, is this. We are starting to get going now. Healthcare, all right? You need to see, you want to see healthcare and real estate start to go green because these are way heavier weighted in SPY and ES, but obviously tech and consumer and communications are, or you can't even see those down there. Can I move this up for you? These is basically the heavy weights in the NQ. This has more weight, not than this, but has more weight in the ES SPY. So you want to see these start to go green. That will make your trading day much, much easier. That I just showed you was FinViz. That was FinViz, but you can do it as sectors. You can do it as ETF sectors on your TradingView watch list if you want. But that's just the homepage on FinViz. So we're still building that liquidity. I still think we trade higher here. I still think we trade higher here. Down to deep pullback. Here's your anchored view up off the New York Open. Everything we've talked about. Here's your breakout right here. Here's the liquidity build for the right shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, aiming for here, squeeze above. And if ES joins in and wants to go for highs, then you're going to have some fun holding these on NQ. But don't forget to pay yourself today. Johannes Cuckoo, you lost 300 today. Not a big deal, mate. 300 is not a lot of money. Don't worry about it. So we're back to multi-time frame alignment now because the flow zones have now gone green. Remember, if you go to a slightly higher time frame, they probably never went red. There you go, 2 minute never even went red. That's why I like trading off the 2 minute. These will give a few more false signals, but you can use them to see the levels very, very well on a 1 minute. But anchored VWAPs today have paid. This is the anchored VWAP of CPI. This is the New York anchored VWAP. Let's do it a slightly different color. Do it like this, maybe where, there we go. So new highs coming. Here we go. Beautiful. Will the ES join in now? Hopefully some of you got this long with me. We had to wait for it today. We had to wait for this long to set up. Here we go. Expansion now. Abe, do I ever take losses? Yeah, of course I take losses. I've just been on a bit of a heater the last few weeks. But of course I take losses. So looking for new all-time high here to take out the initial balance. All right, looking for here, we want to see this through here. Make sure you're taking a partial into this, please. Make sure you take, if you've got enough, take a partial into this. And then remember, for trend day confirmation, we want to get above the initial balance and base above the initial balance for a trend day confirmation. If we spike above this and we fail, be very, very careful because we're going to go back into range type movement. Just stick to the rules. Nice work, Bruce. Lovely work. So hopefully those of you who have joined me for the first time today, I know there was a few of you on stream, even if it was your first time watching and you haven't traded, hopefully you have learned. All right, I don't see many guys out there teaching traps like this or using anchored VWAPs or using initial balance. And when you start to put it all together, it starts to become easier. There you go. That's decent trade. You took it long, you managed your risk, you stopped out with $65 profit. And you just keep doing that every day and it will add up. So off this low now, where we've started to put in this impulse candle, this was the signature that said we might start getting long. This is where I started risking off the flow zones. Now we want to hold runners or see if we can get involved up here. What we don't want to do is chase the market here long. Yeah, exactly. Small losses, small losses. It's part of trading. It is absolutely part of trading. You'll notice the one thing I do on stream probably a lot is I wait. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for the market to do what I want it to do. If it doesn't do it, I will probably either not take a trade, or if I force a trade in, that's when I'll lose. But we talked about this all day, wanting a deeper pullback. Didn't want to chase this move here, didn't want to chase this move here. We wanted a run of the liquidity. Remember, this was the low that created this high, right? We talked about this. This low made this high. This was internal. So once we came back into here, this is where true buys were. This internal liquidity was all created to allow this move. Understanding the swing points, the difference between your key swing points will really, really help you. I can go over that again if you need, if you're struggling to see it. We can just go over it here. Even here you can see it. Even on an M5 you can see it. This little bump created this high. This traded back down to it, not breaking it. This didn't pierce this. So this is your high, this is your low. So we're still long, and this is the trap. If we go to a smaller time frame, you'll see it even better. Let's get rid of all this. We're starting to break out now. There you go. It's running the stops. Make sure you're being aggressive with your stops, please. So here, consolidation made this high. This is the demand area, right? This is demand. This is where we look for traps. Underneath swing lows or soft lows into demand. There you go. Squeezing beautifully now. This is really nice. So move your stop up with it, please. Don't be too greedy. We are above the initial balance high. Remember, we're in price discovery. We have sellers in 250s now. ES still not broken out yet. So ES still in a W shape on its M5, holding its M5 flow zones. It still needs to get above the IB high. The big problem is you have on ES other than those indexes. Let me just show you right here. Let's move this to a 5-minute chart or something. I got you on the right thing. Is where we are. This here is where we failed from. Friday high, and this is Monday. This is the key level we failed from on Monday. So we keep getting stuck here on ES. It basically, you need to do a fractal head and shoulder. You need this to be left shoulder, head, right shoulder here for ES to have a chance of doing it. So it's a bit sluggish because it's not up. Remember, we're up here on NQ. We are over these. So we buy the stronger market and we sell the weaker market. That's the way to trade it. I often don't do that, as you will have noticed. But that is how you want to trade it. You want to sell weakness and buy strength. So just be cautious here if it doesn't hold on to 28. Remember, we've cleared out the initial balance high. ES failing to make a new high. We've done the main objective, right? Low hanging fruit was this trade to here now. No worries, Jeff. Good work. Tyson, back to profit. Up 1,000 on the day. Nice work, man. Crickend says, like the stream, learned a lot. Good. Glad you learned a lot. Hopefully see you here every day. If I was trading ES right now, I'd be getting very, very frustrated, I think. So I feel for all of you who are trading it. You just got to respect the higher time frame on the left of it. It's really struggling to get going through that supply. NQ, full on price discovery, right? So any selling will be people taking profits or shorts, absolutely guessing. They're just guessing. I did take one short today. I think it was here. I was looking for this kind of move we did here just to come down into here, and I covered into here, and then that was it. I was only looking for a counter trend short to get long into, like we talked about. So reclaiming here into IB. DJ Noah, 20K on the day, walking away. Love it. Absolutely love it. Nice work. Tyson off to jiu-jitsu. Have a good session, mate. Good work getting green. Make sure you journal that, because it sounded like you forced it in when you knew you should sit on hands. Make sure you journal that. Try and get that part out of your trading. Because just think, where you make money is where you don't lose it. So if you manage to sit on your hands maybe 5-10 minutes longer, you would have added those profits into your trade. You'd be up really good. So we make money trading where we don't lose it. $7.50 still on the book. All right, stick with me, team. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get a refill on my coffee. I'll be right back. Thanks for your patience, team. Right, so nothing's changed. We are still bullish on multiple timeframes. We are still in price discovery. We are trading above the point of control on the day. We have an expansion in multiple timeframes. All right, very, very simple. If you couldn't see this, you could have done something really, really simple like this. Here's your expansion. Bang. Okay, so we do not guess tops. All right, it's one thing if you join me on stream, we never ever guess tops. We join momentum. We are in price discovery. We don't know how high this is going to go, but we can think about things like fibs as to possible levels. So if we're going to continue expansion this week or next week, we can think about these moves. So pretty much into 21,920 and then a measured move into 22,000, all right, and 52. Does that happen this week? Probably not. That's a pretty big move, but you really don't know. That could actually very easily happen this week, or at least up into here, especially if PPI comes in good. So we are in price discovery across the charts. We will expect some form of profit taking at some point, but for the remainder of the week, unless something drastically changes tomorrow, we'll be thinking about areas to get long in, which will be areas like this. Areas like this. If it really wants to come down here, we can think about a long into there. I'd rather it not come that far deep. I think we've put the pain in already. All right, we've already caused the shorts pain. I would just like some form of structure to be built out on a higher time frame. Something again to get long in for a continuation higher. Where are we going to continue higher to? For the remainder of the week, where am I thinking about? The expansion of the Bollinger Band. So everyone who joined me the last few weeks, when we were here, we were looking to trade up to the Bollinger Bands. When we got up to the Bollinger Band, we were looking to create some liquidity to allow the Bollinger Band to expand. And then we're looking to trade back into it. We're going to keep looking for those kind of trades. All right, we're going to keep looking for continuation higher trades between the 5-day and the Bollinger Band. Eventually, the 20-day will start to catch up somewhere around here. All right, and this will probably start to do this with us if we go into a real trend into the end of the year. So I'm looking multiple timeframes all the time is what I'm thinking about. And the higher timeframes are what give me my narrative, what I think is achievable. All right, catching up with the chat. Abe, done for the day. Recovering from losses last week. Green on the day, thank you. Oh, good work, Abe. Didn't get in it. Red line, no worries. Next trade mentality, don't worry about it. ES with the pop. Yeah, ES looking good now. That W on ES now is looking good. It's looking ripe for a squeeze out here. If all those shorts got trapped versus sort of 90 or whatever it is, 90.25, and you can go and take out the swing shorts that we talked about on ES, who are in there from Monday's level. I think it was Monday. And triple check this again. So really you need to be driving through 98. All right, you want to see a drive through 98. Through 98, that opens the door for a move to 105. Through 105, that opens the door for all-time highs. I'm going to draw these in so I don't have to keep going back and checking them. There we go. So there's the IB high taken on ES. So if you're in that, make sure you're paying yourself a little if you have enough on, and then you're holding for the expansion. Marek, can I add you to Discord? Have you done the course, Marek? I lose. I run out of. Can't remember who's done it and who hasn't. Drop me in an email at the end of that you'll see at the end of the course, and I'll add you straight away. David, do all the indicators work on NT8, and how do we get them? I am building this exact indicator for Ninja at the moment. Why is it? What has gone on here? Here we go. Yeah, I'm building this flow zone so we have everything. If you join the community, if you do the course and join the community, we have a solution for you for now until it's all sorted. But I am in talks with Ninja Trader. I had a good meeting with them last week. I will probably start doing some educational videos for Ninja Trader in January. So expansion continues. So there's the 750 lot we talked about. He's now been popped. There's a new seller, small size up towards 60s, so 760s. They're just going to drag this higher as the ES starts to expand. So accumulation phase with a trap, accumulation phase with a trap, expansion higher. So you could join this here, or you could join it here, you can join it here, wherever you wanted to join in. It's offering you the chance to get involved for moves higher right now. We join pullbacks. We don't join all-time highs. We want to join when we know we have liquidity above us to search for. That's why this move today was so good down to here. Really nice from ES. So remember on ES, you're looking for that move basically into 100. So buyer on the tape at 720 now. So he's going to try and support the bid at 720. I'm probably done for the day. 3 trades today. 2 of them I'd say were very good. 1 was okay. All right, so trade number 1 on the session was here, called live in the Discord. I'll fee up and rejoin here for that move up. Trade 2 was the failure under here, looking for a sweep of this level, sold into here. And trade 3 was the trap here for the trade back up. That's it. 3 trades. I don't need more than that. I'd say the easy trades were the longs. Why were they the easy trades? Because the main trend is long. It's always easier to join in. The easier trade is to let the pullback. Remember, all of this is an H1 pullback. Once that's finished, we get long. That's easier than trying to get the short with the H1 pullback. Hopefully that makes sense. I did a video on it at the weekend, really. You can watch that video on YouTube for free. All right, it's very simple. I think it's called like 2 questions you need to ask yourself or something like that, how to become profitable. I posted it on Sunday. It's all about momentum and location. ES looking very good now. I really like the look of ES here on a 5-minute. So hopefully, Foster Scott, you're still in some of this with runners and you can just let this expand. Hopefully this hourly bar just continues to expand. The only thing I'm thinking about, and we can still get through it, of course, is from an NQ point of view, we are getting awfully close to this Bollinger Band, but we have room to go. Let me just have a look what the top of this band is. And we continue to expand. So 800, 805, still got plenty of room, and we can expand up past that as well. There are days where we peak past it and trade back inside. Just worth noting. Lovely work, Foster Scott. Lovely, lovely work. Sticking to your strategy. So if you made money with me on stream today, pop a W in the chat. Do me a favor, hit the W. I know lots of you have left already because you made lots of money. Lots of you made money with me before we even did the stream. Good man, Foster Scott. So Marek with the win, Aid with the win. I know Tyson had a win, he's left. Myron with the win. Chris Thorne with the W. I love these same names turning up every day. That's what makes me happy. Christy with the win. Thumper with the win. Ramus with the win. Cat with the win. Good to see you in here, buddy. David S with the win. Ace with the win. Foster Scott with the win. Miguel, I lost due to TradeEvade not closing my trade. Have they had problems again? Make sure you email them. Who are you trading with? What platform are you trading with? As in, what prop firm are you trading with? Make sure you email them and let them know. Take profit. Make sure you let them know. Hopefully they will sort that out for you. You're not the first to have issues with them this week. I've been very lucky. I haven't had any issues. The red line with the W. Crickened with the W. Hey, all money's good money. All money's good money. Starting to drift upside now. How many shorts kept guessing the tops today, right? How many shorts? I bet a lot. I bet a huge amount of shorts kept guessing the tops today. It's the easiest way to lose, and it's the most common way to lose, all right? We see price going up, and we think it has to come down. The quicker you tell yourself the market doesn't have to do anything, the more profitable you are going to be. Very, very common, very easy to get in the habit of trying to guess the top of a market. With ES joining in now, this can just keep drifting higher towards 99, remember. I would say the next supply block on ES sort of starts at 95 up to 99, a break of 100. We should trade up to 105 and then all-time highs, 111. All right, so if you've enjoyed the stream, if you want to learn how I trade more in depth, if you want the indicators, if you want to get in the Discord, I have a 20-hour course available right now, $499, one-time fee, and you get everything. All right, 20-hour course on demand. You get access to the Discord for lifetime, and you get my indicator suite right here, which keeps you the right side of the trade all the time. And it's a one-time fee. All right, and anyone who does that will be grandfathered in. Prices will be going up in 2025. As soon as it's finished, David, yes, you will get the indicator suite for NinjaTrader. Until then, we will give you all the indicators you can put on your chart, which do exactly the same thing. So we have it all programmed to do exactly the same thing. All right, so I'm currently, I'll show you, currently using NinjaTrader, and it looks exactly the same. So I have all the indicators for my students, so it works. But you have to put 3 or 4 on at the moment until I can get them all combined. Thumper, 90% done with the course. It's been a great help and great knowledge. Last few sections. Good work, man. Yeah, that last third of the course is pretty heavy going. Starts off nice and easy, and it gets a bit more in depth. And then I finish off mainly with risk management and breath work and mental ability. Red line, I don't know. Mate, inflation's ticking up. I've got to put it up. It's got to go up a bit, buddy, because it's been at that price. As in, that was an introductory price for the first year. The course is worth a lot more, but if you're here on stream every day, I'm sure I will look after you. TR, what's the most complicated part of the system? Of the indicator system or of how I trade? The indicator system is not really very complicated. Not super complicated. It's more that Ninja is a bit of a pain to code. Oh, in the course, the most complicated part. I'd say most students where the light bulb moment and the stuff that they really need to learn is how the market operates, how it searches for the liquidity, why it does it, and the multiple time frames. Most people go wrong. Most traders, even experienced traders, go wrong because they don't understand how the market operates. All right, you need one side to be trapped for a move all the time. That's what you need, is one side to be trapped. Once you know one side's trapped, you will get the move. So it's understanding that and understanding where those traps are likely to take place. I've turned this off for you for some reason, haven't I? So you will notice the way I design everything is my deep flow zones, this deep pullback line, right? It is not coincidence that this was the same part as the New York line, and it's not coincidence that the trap was set underneath liquidity into the deep pullback before going higher. This took years and years of back testing to get this right. Honestly, I went back over so much stuff. All you have to do is follow this system all the time. I'd say even without this, if you can understand structure and liquidity and higher time frame narrative and how we move, it gets easier. Yeah, I've had lots of people, Marek, saying I should put it up to 1,000. I don't think I will, because I do want it to be affordable for people. But I know it's easily worth that. I know people selling indicators like mine for that much, which I think is just ridiculous. Even anchored VWAPs. I never saw anyone teach anchored VWAPs till I started teaching them, and suddenly, like on YouTube, people were teaching them. It's funny. Not saying people didn't know about them, like they're fairly common. Obviously, Brian Shannon, like the king of them, but no one really talked about them. And then I've been pushing and pushing these for ages. I have an anchored VWAP video on YouTube, which hardly anyone has watched, and it's golden. If you understood the anchored VWAP today, off the CPI print, where did we get stuck? Anchored VWAP, buy opportunity, go. The next VWAP touch was off the New York Open, buy opportunity, go. It's really simple. You can anchored VWAP that last buy opportunity if you wanted now. And this would give you a good indication of where buyers are in control from here. So coming up towards IB high, if we start failing underneath this, then we start back testing the old anchors. Yeah, TR, definitely worth the read. Brian is an absolute beast. Absolute beast. Max, Alex, thanks for all hitting the gym to avoid over trading. Good man, you learnt your lessons from yesterday. Yep, you hit your good work. Hit your target price on the day. Good work. Good work. Like, even the fact that you've learnt your lesson from yesterday, I know you made money yesterday, but you gave a little bit over trading. That's great. Really good to see you adapt quickly. Yeah, exactly, Capt. It gets more intense as you get on. It's purposely built that way. If I started off really, really heavy at the beginning, it would probably put a lot of people off. But the back side of the course gets a bit more intense, but you'll be in a position where you put 10, 15 hours in already, and you're going to understand what I'm talking about. Some sections you probably need to go and watch a couple of times. Max saying, everyone, don't forget to hit that like button. Yeah, I think most people in here have hit the like button. Only 60 people watching. It is amazing to see these other channels. Do you know what? I did a test on YouTube and searched for like live Nasdaq trader, and I didn't come up. So I don't know if I've got to change my tags or do something. If I've got any experts in here, let me know. But it would be great to get some more students in here, build the community out. They don't have to do the course, even just building the chat. It's nice to hang out with people. It's great to hang out with people. And you guys are getting better and better. It was only the other day one of you said there was news coming. I didn't even know about it. So it's great to have a community Feels like being a little bit like being on a trading floor, which is great. The closer we can get to that experience digitally, the better. I'm not about the whole shouting and screaming and talking down at people and claiming I'm the best. There are plenty of traders out there far, far better than me, but I do like teaching and helping and calling out what I'm looking for while I'm doing it. And I don't think there are that many traders doing that. There are some on YouTube who are really good who say what they're looking to trade and take it. If I can convert everything from TradingView to Ninja, maybe I'll change that mainstream to Ninja. At the moment, I don't do that because it just doesn't flow as well for the community. All right, so here's a pullback. What's the time now? 20 minutes left into lunch. Drive up into 77. Let's measure this out just to make sure if it's hit a fib. All right, and there you go. So coming up towards that 161 and 1.5 measured move. So the expansion above it. So a probable move there. ES getting stuck into that supply block. Remember we said 95 to 99 is the next block. So it's got stuck there a bit. This can still be a pullback to be soaked. Remember, we are still bullish. This can still be a pullback to be soaked. If you look at things like the M5, it can still do this move. Can you see that properly? I think you can. So we can still come back into this area where we broke out of the W and do the same thing. All right, so here, you'd be looking to see if it puts in a bullish pattern. If we fail beneath, stay heavy, then we use the liquidity in a different way. And you'd be attacking here. This would be neckline, and that would be a rollover for the afternoon session. Bullish till it proves otherwise, though. All right, bullish till it proves otherwise. This was your breakout point here. All right, so this is what we look like in terms of structure. So do we hold this level? TR, to be fair, that's why I'm here. I'm in two communities that are mostly dead during the session. So what do they do then during session? Or do they trade different sessions? Is that why? Yeah, Cole, there, you're right. There are a lot of live streams, and I'm definitely joining it late. I'll be honest with you, all right, until I've only been doing this since September live. We've had the community going privately for a lot longer. I didn't like the idea of trading live to start with because I felt like it would be a huge distraction with me and I would make errors. And that did happen to start with. I had hotkeys set up for OBS and Ninja and all sorts like that, and I was getting things wrong. But as I got used to it, it's been fine. Oh, that sucks, TR. Yeah, we ended up closing a community, a small cap community back in the day, with some guys from S&P Capital and some other big traders. We had a small private community. And when we started, it was so good because we'd be calling out trades together before they happened, like I do here, things that we'd be looking for. Obviously, very different plays, trading small cap, mainly on the short side, unless I was playing like a T+2 long. And then what happened was some of the guys stopped talking and would just literally do that, post their wins, not even post executions. And it just killed the chat. And people started to fragment and go off and do their own things. I'm still friends with a few of the guys now, but that can really kill a community. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, big egos, lots of big egos, and not confident in their approach. One of the things I have a bit of a fear about in general is when I go on a hot streak, I know there's a loss around the corner and it's just controlling that. So I've been on a nice win streak for a little bit now. A loss will happen. There will be a pattern that I take which fails. There will be. It will happen. I just have to control it, not be overconfident, especially on stream, because I feel responsible for everyone on stream. So let's say I took this. The good thing is I take confirmations, right? So I took this and I risked this, which is fine. What I must not do is then it come down here and be like, well, I'm going to check in here. This is where you move that stop to here, and before you know it, you've moved that stop to here, and before you know it, you are almost 100 points down. That's where you go wrong when overconfidence builds, or fear of stopping out. Really the same thing. Yeah, I agree, Capt. Sometimes I think I don't talk enough about other stuff, but when you're trading, you've got to be a sniper. You've got to be ready to execute. Obviously, now I'm talking about other stuff. The market slowed down a bit now. I don't want to be a buyer up here, and I'm not going to guess a top. So I'm just waiting. I've got one eye on ES. It's in that supply block between 95 and 99. Okay, we're still trading upside. We're still supporting flow zones. We are still expecting this structure here to be supported. And if that changes, we'll think about downside pressure. Until then, we're still supporting the buy thesis. I just don't really want to buy here now. So I bought here, sold into this push, and now we're extending the range. But yeah, lots of guys talk about the other stuff. They probably make a lot more money off the affiliates and stuff. I mean, I make such little money off my affiliates. I don't even get paid from Traderify because I don't even make the threshold. So there you go. Says everything you need to know. Thanks, Cole. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, the only guys that I am going to start trading with next year, assuming everything goes through properly, will be Ninja Trader. Not all the time. It's nothing paid, nothing like that. But we're going to share some streams and do a little bit of work together next year because I do love them as a platform. Do flow zones work on Top Step X? No, they don't, Myron, unfortunately. On Top Step X, unfortunately, as a platform, you cannot upload any of your own indicators. You need to be very, very careful on Top Step X with any indicator. If you haven't realized already, your EMAs, your SMAs, and your VWAPs will most of the time be wrong because they adjust based on how many candles are on the screen. So when you zoom in and zoom out, you get your moving averages and your VWAPs move, which is not good because that is not how they should work. I had complained about that numerous times, still not fixed it. I don't think they're ever going to make it so you can upload your own stuff into Top Step X. So unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But you can use basic EMAs. You can use basic EMAs. Just make sure you have them on multiple time frames or zoomed out. Yeah, TR, it's a real issue. It's been there since the very beginning. I don't know why they haven't changed it. All right, so on a lower time frame here, I would say this is our failure to make a high starting to break underneath. So either a very similar move to here into here, where we use this liquidity for later, or if we fail IB, you know the IB rules. This would be a failed auction above IB in price discovery. You have just over 10 minutes till lunch. That's why I've gone completely risk off here. Yeah, it's a real shame that Top Step X. I don't know why they've never sorted that. It's bizarre. They don't, to be honest, they don't really even acknowledge it. It must have been on that. I haven't been on there for a long time, but there was a system where you could put in requests originally. Did they sweep this low here? Oh, they did. So maybe a similar move here. Sweep of this low. Break of structure. Tap back in. Sweep of this low. Can we get above here for more price discovery? I would actually prefer it down here just in terms of risk parameter. I won't be taking this into lunch either. Yeah, there used to be a system on Top Step X where you could put in requests for them to fix, and that was in there forever from the very beginning. So yeah, if you're trading on Top Step X, if you have enough screens, I'd say it's definitely worth having like a side monitor or something, using a different platform for if you're trading off indicators, using a different platform for an indicator. So make sure you've got like, if you're trading Top Step X here, even if you have it to the right of it or a whole different screen, Trading View Ninja, whatever you want, with your indicators that you are using. If you don't trade off indicators, obviously it doesn't matter at all. Yeah. I agree, Cole. I agree. I mean, look, they're not always far. They're not necessarily far apart. It depends on the price action for the day. But if you go into Top Step X and put an EMA or a VWAP in there and zoom in and zoom out, you will notice the price of that move. They fixed it, really. Good if they have. Really good if they have. Yeah, there you go, TR, perfect. Bennu, that's really good if they've actually fixed that. That must be a fairly new update. The ES is looking to expand up to 99. Some weakness coming into the market here. The book is looking interesting. So we've got those buyers bidding again. These are 100 lots I'm going to call out. 20, 25, 30, 35, 100 lot. 100, 100, 100, 100. And a little bit of selling, but not much selling above. There was some selling trying to force it down there. So do they scoop it in towards 10, 20 and 10? 20 really. Which would basically be a back test into and around where we talked about member structure. Do we come back into this zone here? This is where buyers showed up for this breakout move. It's also where shorts got blown out. So we expect us to maybe put in some form of bullish pattern here for continuation. If we fail to put in that bullish pattern, what you would assume is buyers had some form of exhaustion up here. And if they don't come back in and hold the bid here, then we're going to fail the IB. This will be a failed auction and we will trade back inside the range. If we trade back inside the range, you are always thinking about rotation to VWAPs. Okay, I would ignore this VWAP here, that CPI VWAP. I'd be more thinking about the New York session and the overnight session VWAP. So this one and this one, probably unlikely that we draw or use this as a level of support. It's already been used. So failure to put in a new high here. High, lower high, lower low, lower low, but structure is in and around here where buyers have been present. Not only can I see that from this and from this, I can see it on the book, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of 100 lots. They're just stacked like this, 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, down to around 20. So here, right? So they've just stacked in 100 lots, waiting to get filled on limits. Does indicator will work on TradingView and Tradeovate? Also, does it include the course, or will you send a separate link to access all indicators? It works in TradingView. This is it right here. So if you link Tradeovate at the bottom, it works. And it's in the course. Literally, there's a module in the course on how to use the indicator, and all updates are provided in Discord for free. So any update I do gets given for free. Penny, search word, put live trading, futures trading, NAS 100, NQVWAP. So underneath my live streams, in the description or in the keywords, is that what you mean? Yeah, maybe. I don't run I can run ads. I don't think they've shadow banned me. I did check. I don't run ads because I think sometimes I do. I'd rather do the stream for free and put the ads on afterwards, turn it to ads afterwards, because I think it's probably annoying for you to have an ad every 30 minutes or whatever it is. I've tried it before as the least frequent one possible. Ramus, one and done for the day, $1,000, good work. And you got 6 minutes here until lunch. We're trading back towards the IB, all right, across all indexes. So that supply block in ES is holding up so far. Will it trade back to the initial balance high, which is the previous high on session, and it's where we broke out from on the W shape. Very, very similar to NQ here. breakout buyers came in here, same area shorts got absolutely smoked on. Do we find buyers here and here? They're still on the tape, right? Not all of those are filled. 1, 2, 3 lots left on the tape. Zoom this in a little bit. You will need something like this, or you will need something like this. But I would say the best move for the buys have gone. If you traded NQ with me today, we are up notably on the session in price discovery. Could easily get a little bit of profit taking into lunch. Remember what we talk about on the daily. Remember what we talk about on the daily. We're near that top Bollinger. So maybe some expansion to 800. I wouldn't expect much more than that today. Ramu, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's not possible for upside continuation, but what is AMPG? I don't know what that is. Nice, Foster Scott. That's a good day. That is a good day. I never thought about that. So I could run ads, and if you're a premium subscriber, then it won't make a difference to you. Well, maybe that's what you're talking about. Why they would promote you more if you're running ads, because they make money from it. That would make sense. So coming up to lunch, as you know, I normally leave after lunch. Okay, yeah, nice one, Penny. I will give that a go. I think most of those are in there, but maybe not. I'll double check. TR, that might just be the tax. It's definitely 499. It might be a tax thing. Definitely doesn't go to me. Would that be right? America adding 20? Yeah, that's probably 20% tax that you get charged in America. Same as all goods, I guess. I don't know if there's a way around that. I'd never really thought of that before. So watching to see if we come back to the IB. Volume starting to drip off here. You are still bullish, all right? You're still bullish in terms of anything higher than a 1 minute right now. All right, 5 minute. Soaking off this breakout block that we did. If we start to get above here, it will initiate continuation longs. But again, the best price for the day. Remember where you are. Make sure you zoom out. We were buyers today all the way down here and here. And this is considerably higher now. Talking about a couple 100 points higher than this and 100 or so points higher than this. So just evaluate it. Yes, maybe we can continue higher in price discovery. Maybe we go up to 800 like on the Bollinger Band, but make sure you've got some defined risk. Miguel, what platform is Tradeify on? Tradeify works with Tradeivate, so you can run it on anything that works with Tradeivate. So I run my Ninja Trader via Tradeovate. Aaron, the new prop firm I like, is it configured similar to smaller 50 Apex 50Ks? Yeah, we went over it a little bit earlier. With Tradeify, there's 3 different types of accounts you can do. One is basically exactly the same as Apex with a trailing drawdown, which you can pass in one day. One, there is no trailing drawdown. The drawdown is done end of day, which is a little bit more money, but there's no activation fee. And the other is straight to funded. So I'm using them straight to funded. But there's 3 options. So it looks like it's trying to do this flag we talked about into this sort of range that we broke out from, initiating another squeeze up. You want to see ES really get through 99 and 100, right? You need to see a new high here, an extension. I won't be buying up here today, that's for sure. It looks good for a continuation higher. Just every single dip being bought so far. I can go through it, Aaron, in a couple minutes. Just let this expand. Just see if they put some sellers on, and I'll show you on the website quickly. So ES coming towards the top of the block, right? 99. I'm watching that move into 99. Through 99, psychological number of 100, and then we should be a straight move up to 105s. Through 105s, all-time highs are 111. Yeah, it's tough now, Foster Scott, because the trade was there, but the time is terrible into lunch. New hourly candle here. We're at value area high on the session. If you look at the hourly candles, all we're doing is printing high now, but some exhaustion starting to come into the tape there. Stealing the high, turning back inside. Yeah, Aaron, I'll just quickly show you again. Went over it earlier. Squeeze this down so you can see it. All right, so 3 different types of accounts. So advanced account, $99 per month. Remember, there's a sale on using FCT. I don't know what the sale is at the moment. It's anywhere from 35 to 60%, but it will give you the best code. So it's probably more like 60 bucks or something like that. Profit target 3,000, same as Apex. Contracts 5 minis or 50 micros, same as Apex. No daily loss limit. Trailing max drawdown 2,000. So that trails you intraday. All right, so you can only lose 2,000, which is a little bit less than Apex. The 2,500 trails you intraday. Minimum trading days 1, so you can do it in 1 day. You have a reset fee, which is less than the sign-up fee, something Apex still can't seem to figure out, and activation fee of 125. So probably all in, you're like $200 or something like that on one of those accounts. Growth is slightly different. 180 up front, so probably similar price. Again, with the sale, it's probably more like 150. Same thing, profit target 3,000, max contracts 5, same thing. Daily loss limit 1,250. Trail drawdown $2,000, but it is calculated end of day, so no trailing drawdown throughout the day. It's always done end of day. Again, pass 1 time. Reset fee 85, but no activation. So this is probably, if you're going to do one of these challenges, this is probably the nicer account. Less stress on this compared to Apex. You can have 7 of these. From January, you'll only be able to have 5 of these, but from now you can have 7 of these. As the market expands, okay, there you go. There's the push through 99s now. So through that level of supply, if we take out 100, 6,100, I expect continuation upside to 105 and then all-time highs. If you go straight to funded, might as well go for one of the bigger accounts. Okay, very, very similar. 50, this is what I'm trading, 15 minis. Daily loss limit 3,750, max drawdown 7,500, which is considerably more than you'd get at somewhere, any other firm. Done end of day, minimum days to pay out 10, consistency rule 20%, max accounts 7. So in January, this is going to change. This is going to come down to 6,000. This is going to stay, I think, or is this going to disappear to 5? I have to double check, and this is going to come down to 5. So good time to get in. If you want 7 accounts, you need to get it before January 7th, basically. Up to you if you want to do that. You can, of course, trade multiple firms, so you don't need to. But yeah, that's why I like them. FZT gives you 50%. There you go. Oh, listening to me in the car. Okay. Yeah, so Aaron, there's lots of choices there, basically. All depends what you want to trade. But if you don't want to worry about the trailing drawdown, there are opportunities there, which I like. You know, it's probably the biggest stress with Apex is that trailing drawdown. Growth account, yeah, it has no consistency rule in the valuation stage. As soon as you go to the funded stage, you have 20% consistency rule, which is fine. So that was a peak above 99, a peak into 100 there, and then a pullback. So we didn't quite hit the 100 level on ES, 99.25, but we have swept the liquidity. I would say that's the main target gone on ES, unless it's going to trade 105 and 111 for new all-time highs. That might be the main trade gone. Again, we are coming up into and around the top Bollinger Band, right? So we have to be aware of that. We can also think, like we did earlier, do a fib on this move. We're into 161. We can trade up. Remember, this is the top Bollinger Band, the 800 level. Should be a measured move of that last pullback. I'm also, let me do it on a daily or an hourly, pivot to pivot, which would be 900. So I'd say 800 if we drift higher. But we're starting to get a little bit extended here. This is now relying on ES to do the work. Let's have a quick look back into FinViz. And you see some of the cycles still staying the same. Healthcare still heavy. Healthcare still heavy. Real estate mixed bag. Everything else looking pretty good. Energy a little bit heavy. Exxon a little bit heavy. GB consistency rule 20%. Yeah. Basically, you can't make all your profits. Each day has to be worth a max of 20% of your profit. So if you have a profit target of, what's the easiest way of doing it? 10,000, you need to make a max of 20% each day. You can, of course, make more than 20% of that 10,000 each day, but it would need to be like, you can't, if you make more than $2,000 a day, then you'll need to trade more than 10 days, more than 5 days. So 10,000 divided by, what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, that would be even less. Yeah, that would be right. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Yeah, 2,000. It would be 2,000 each day if you had a profit target of 10,000. You wouldn't want to make more than that. If you make more than that, no problem. You're not going to get punished for it. You just need to trade more days until that consistency comes back down into within 20%. So if you had a big day of $10,000, right, for your first day, and the next day you only did $1,000, you're way off your consistency. So you just need to trade more days out. As long as you're being reasonable with size, you'll be fine. So looking for that 100 here. Interesting seeing the buyers on the book now. 715, 720, 730, 740, 745, 750. All 100 lots. Should be leaving here into lunch, but I'm enjoying just hanging out with you guys for a bit. So if you've got any questions, let me know. I'm going to leave shortly and go for a gym session. Did that make sense to you, GB, or do you want me to go over it a little bit more? Maybe I didn't make sense of it. Basically, you need 5 days of consistent profit, right, of over $200, and you don't want to make too much money on one of those 5 days. If you do, then you just need to trade a little bit more. It's that simple. Same on most of these firms now. They just don't want you swinging 15 lots day one, making 100 grand, and then trading micros the next few days. That's not going to work. They just want you to trade consistently. That's all it is. So 100 tests coming up here again on the ES. 99.50s, trading at 99.50s. They're looking for a push through 100. That'll take you up to 105 and 111 if they can sustain the bid. All right, if they can sustain that bid, that's where they're looking to trade up to. So we've been nice and long all morning long, looking pretty good. Wouldn't really want to be long up here. Not saying that means it's a short. I'm just saying the best long location has gone. So Craig, you can take, depending on the account size, on a 150K account, you can take $3,000 out every 10 days. Yeah, so if you have 7 accounts, you can take $21,000 out every 10 days. And after the 4th payout, they move you to live. You don't want to have too much money in there when they move you to live. If you have, I can't remember what it is, more than 10%, they just pull you down a little bit. I think you, Foster Scott, I think you're like Traderify, because I've seen how you trade, and not having to worry about trading drawdown and stuff like that. And for you, especially having it being able to link with TradingView, I think you're like. Yeah, I totally understand, Foster Scott. I totally understand. Just don't rush it. Just don't rush it. Just take your time. No point forcing anything. But you're trading well. I've watched you. Your winners are much, much bigger than your losers. Just don't change anything. Just keep doing exactly the same as you already do. Some people prefer going straight to funded because it takes away that feeling of, oh, I've got to swing and get this done in one day. And you just trade it like it's your own capital. That's pretty much why I did it. I can't be bothered to waste a day or two. Although it would be cheaper for me to do whatever it is, the advanced or growth one, and pass in a day. But it's just easier. Yeah, yeah. We've all been there, mate. I think most people can understand that. Especially if you're trading 20 at a go and you're swinging big. Okay, so a pop of 100 there. We literally tapped it on the dot on ES. Tapped it on the dot on the ES. I'm upset. I've been doing better, and then today, due to Tradervate, I go under to Sim. You've emailed them, right? Just if Tradervate went down, you need to email them and let them know. I haven't had any issues with Tradervate, but that doesn't mean you haven't. So just make sure you let them know, and hopefully they do something about it. I know lots of people at TopStep had issues with Tradervate and TopStep X the last few days. I saw an email from TopStep saying they were giving away free resets or something to some people who have had issues between certain time periods or something like that. I don't know. I haven't been really paying too much attention. Yeah, just wait for their reply. I'm sure it gets sorted. If you've got any evidence like screenshots or anything, make sure you send that. So Apple trading inside that 250 level now. Market just drifting higher. Into lunch, very low volume. Look at the volume just come right off here. The book is so interesting, man. It's just stacked orders to buy back lower from 770 all the way down to 725. Just 100 lots just stacked up down there. They're obviously hoping it just does a big pullback to the IB. So I don't know if that's a genuine buyer or if that wants someone who is looking to cover. Yes, I trade on Tradeify on NT8. I just use my connection as Tradeivate. Very easy to do. Yeah, of course, for Scott, no worries. Thanks for being part of the community. So still holding flow zones. Still looking to take out this top here, it looks like. Flat top up here. Lots of stops up here at 85s. There's attempt of the breach of 85. Maybe take it up to 800 like we talked about. That would basically be a fib level and would be the top on the of the Bollinger Band on the daily. Remember, we're trading up to the top of the Bollinger Band on the daily on that flag breakout. Everything we've gone out. We talked about that flag breakout this morning at the very beginning of stream. If you go back to the very beginning of stream, the first thing I did was top-down analysis, daily flag breakout towards the Bollinger Band. Quick one on Tradeify, there's a consistency target for advanced growth. Does it apply to straight funded, or does it mean 20% of your total account size? Yeah. When you move from advanced and growth, you move over to the same rules as straight to funded, right? So it's just 20% of your account size. Yes. So basically, your target is to make 9 grand. So you don't want to make it in a minimum of 5 days. So you just want to trade under 1800 a day. And if you trade more than that, that's fine. You just trade a 6th, 7th, 8th day. Will I be doing these streams next year or give or take holidays? Yes, TR, I will be here next year for sure. Be doing these streams until I've had enough, or until you lot have had enough of me. Whichever one comes first. Yeah, Glenn, exactly. Measured move. Measured move. So no trade through 100 yet on ES. It's tapped it, hasn't traded through it. There is now a seller at 800, 21,800, 142 lot up there. Right, so it's still bullish in structure. We're still just floating and grinding higher as shorts continue to try and short and then probably cover and short and cover. Don't know how much genuine buying there is up here. There's definitely genuine buyers on the tape between 750 and 725. Like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lots of 100 lots all stacked up in a 25 point range. So just limit orders, bang, 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 all the way down from 50 to 25, looking to catch or soak any pullback into there. That is either a short who is stuck trying to get out, or it's someone trying to soak up the tape. You don't see anyone up there. 21,800, there is 142 lot right there. I can see them right now, Glenn. You should be, as long as you've got level 2 data, you should be able to see that. If you're not paying for full data, it might only be showing you like 5 or 10 points above your current positioning. Yeah, I can see him up there. 141 lot at 800, 16 lot at 805, 16 lot at 810, 7 lot at 815, 25 lot at 820. It's weird that it's not showing you. Yeah, it might be a data thing. You need all like full level 2 data from CME. So most times when people get data, they just have like 5 or 10 points above it. It's on yours, Marek. Yeah. If you have the data, it'll be there. Yeah, there you go. Those lots that I'm seeing are shorts or longs. If they're above, they are sells. All right, if they're above, they're probably sells. So at 90 now, there's a 45 lot. At 95, there's a 143 lot. And at 800, there's a 142 lot. I would imagine those are people selling. All right, so they want the market to come up to them to get filled. It doesn't mean they're short. They might have been buyers just selling the market. Nice work, Miguel. Lovely trading with you. Good work. And when they're below us, they are probably buyers in the market. We are at that top Bollinger Band like we talked about. Right, we're right up there now, starting to have some sell pressure come in here. This is probably more likely than like huge sell pressure. It's probably just guys starting to take some profits. If I was still long in this, I would be trimming my position. Absolutely trimming my position. Yeah, exactly. Bookmap data, same. VIX here reclaiming 1360. All right, so we've been in a range all day on VIX. Low of day on the VIX, I'd say, is around 1350. High of the day around 1373. If we can break out, let's call it 1375, we probably have some downside pressure on the market. VIX can then trade up to 14s, and then a gap fill would be to sort of 1425-ish. So some sell pressure coming in here. Remember, we're still very, very bullish. Sorry, you very zoomed in there, haven't I? Apologies. Still very, very bullish. Remember, structure, this is where buyers last came in. So do we come back and test this? If we find weakness here, do we trade inside? Seven more minutes. I'm going to make myself leave in 7 minutes. I am enjoying just hanging out with you guys. But I should get off the screens, give my eyes a break. So soaked again. Remember, 800 is the level. 95 and 800. Anything above that, probably a squeeze. ES still has room. All right, if ES can get about above 100, it can go and search for 105 and then 111. Kind of just hanging around to see if we do it. That coffee's going straight through me. I'm going to need to pee soon. Second big cup of the day. Haven't eaten yet. Not fasting like you guys the other day, but I haven't eaten yet either. I haven't eaten for like 14 hours now. Not bad. Off to lunch. Yeah, thanks, Ramus. Catch you later. Good work today. Great work today. So we're drifting higher right now. We have some sellers up here on the book. ES still has an all-time high target. We're in multi-time frame trend long. No reason to guess the shorts here. It's just stolen more liquidity. If it trades back inside, it will want to check some of these levels out down here. And the IB, if we start to fail down here, we can think about a rotation probably back into this session here. Remember, the hourlies are straight up. They have been straight up all session. I'll be right back, guys. All that coffee has got to come out. And I'm back in the room. My tinnitus has been fine. Yes, not been too bad. Yeah, Marriott, they look like a Christmas tree. It's crazy to see them stacked up like that, isn't it? Really, really weird. They were there earlier in the day and then they're back again. Making it very obvious where they want to buy and where they want to sell. It'd just be interesting if they pull the orders. I won't be trading into PM. I will be getting off soon. I've just enjoyed hanging out a little bit today. Had a good day. I'm just gonna chill. Green streak continues. The green streak continues. A volume tapering right off here. I would love to see one more search up into here and then see if the market wants to give some form of pullback later in the day so I can give my students something to look at. Yeah, we're very, very extended up here. But we've built out stair steps on the way up. It's not like we've done a straight move up like we had this morning. But if we start to let go of 670, I'd be a little bit cautious on the session. Remember, this is where we broke out from, 770. Again, you're in lunch. There might be some profit taking. So far, every single pattern's been very similar. All right. Sweep of low to turn higher, sweep of low to turn higher. Is this going to be the same of a sweep of low to turn higher? Or are they now exhausted after a huge move up? Just look at the daily candle. It's massive. It's taken out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Taken out 5 days in today's big move up. I'm gonna leave you. Coming into lunchtime, well, coming into middle of lunch, 12:30. That'll do for me. Hopefully you enjoyed the session. Way out of the weekly model. Think about the weekly model and what we predicted, where that strong low is on the week. We've done it very, very nicely. Remember, we only need to protect one side, and then we search for the other side. So without giving too much away, Marek, think about what we protected. Think about where we've gone. Look at the first 3 days. Very, very nice weekly model. Protecting one side, going the other way. So maybe tomorrow we get expansion, and then maybe Friday we have a little consolidation back into range. Let's see. We'll have to see. Thanks everyone for joining. Christy, Eva, thank you. Glad you enjoyed it. This looks like the drive up towards that 800 mark that it wanted. So if it's going to be the same thing, rinse and repeat over and over again, then it's just done the same thing to try and get higher. All right, same trap over and over again all day long. Sometimes deeper than others, over and over again. And you're just going to see the same thing all the time. Same continuation patterns. I will be back before the open tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow we have PPI. See where we close today. Not going to give any predictions for what we're going to do tomorrow until I see where we close today. All right, and where we are in relation to those key levels on the Bollingers, and also where ES is. That's going to matter. Until then, please trade safe. Remember the market can turn very, very quickly with a headline. So be cautious, use hard stops. I'll be back real soon. Have a great session. For those in the community, I will be back in Discord later this afternoon. Peace and love.